How to turn right at traffic lights. Turning right at traffic lights can be more complicated than turning left or going straight, because it often involves rolling up into the middle and crossing over traffic, which means you may well have to give way to traffic. So I'll demonstrate how it's done, but first of all I want to show you using the pictures. Always approach a traffic light at a speed that you're able to stop at in case the light were to change red. If you do need to stop, you should always stop at the first white line, not the second or third one, the first one. Then when the light goes green, you should not wait here for a suitable gap. You should always roll up into the middle, provided there's no reason not to. You should always roll into the middle and wait for a safe gap. So up you go into the middle, so the front of your car is in line with the middle of the road you're turning into. The cars going straight should go first. The cars going left should go first, because the cars going straight are not crossing over. The cars going left are on the near side, so they have the right of way. If the car coming towards you, like this red car here, intends on turning this way, so left to you but right to him, it's considered you're both crossing over, so you can both go at the same time, as this picture down here shows. You can cross side to side like that. That's the normal way to cross. The better way to cross will be like this. If we just go up here, driver's side to driver's side would be the safer way, because visibility is enhanced. But this is probably the more popular way of doing it. And you can both go at the same time, provided it's safe, provided there's no one else up here that could be going straight or could be going left. You can both go at the same time. As you're waiting up here, you may well be waiting a while. It's important that you don't stay stuck in the middle. Even if the light goes amber and then red, you wouldn't stay stuck in the middle, as that would involve you blocking other traffic coming from this side or this side when the next sequence of lights change. So the thing is, stop at the first white line if you need to, roll into the middle and give way to the cars going straight and this way. You can go at the same time here and here, and you mustn't stay stuck in the middle. Always keep an eye out for filter lights too, like the arrow here. That could give you the right of way to go if it's safe. So that's turning right at traffic lights at junctions of this nature. I was mentioning filter lights there. Two examples of filter lights here. You could have a green arrow filter light or a flashing amber arrow filter light. The green is stronger than the amber. So this means you can go right, provided it's safe to do so. It looks like you have the right of way to go right, but it's not a God-given right. You have to obviously make sure it's safe and clear. But this is stronger than the flashing amber. So to keep it simple, that means you can go right, the direction of the arrow, provided it's safe to do so. Now this one here is a bit different. This is a flashing amber arrow light. If you just try and visualize that as flashing amber arrow. This means you can go in the direction of the flashing amber, which is left in this case. So you can go left, but you have to make sure that you give way to traffic on the adjoining road, or on the road that's up ahead. So it basically means the same as a yield sign. You can go in the direction of the arrow, but you must give way to traffic on the road ahead, on the adjoining road. That's just a little note on filter lights, which are important to watch out for at traffic lights. When turning right at lights, it's important to show good lane discipline and be aware of arrows on the road. As I'm showing you here, there's a left arrow here, so you take the left lane. If you're going left, this middle lane for straight and this lane for right. So always be aware of arrows on the road and the lanes that they represent. Also, be wary of cycle bays, not cycle lane. This is a cycle lane, this is a cycle bay. You shouldn't stop up in the cycle bay. That's where cyclists wait. Cyclists can come up here and just wait in front of the traffic. The drivers of cars or vehicles shouldn't go into that unless you're driving over it without stopping to roll into the middle. The yellow box too is not to be feared. Generally you shouldn't stop in the yellow box, but the exception is if you're turning right, such as turning right at traffic lights. Here we have an important page from the Rules of the Road book, page 61, about a turning box. You might see these in some places. You should never go into the turning box on a red light. You should wait behind the first white line, and then when the light goes green, you should roll forward into the turning box to wait for a safe gap on the right turn. So that's turning boxes. Also important to watch out for those at traffic lights when you want to turn right. Here we're going to turn right at the traffic lights. So check the mirrors, signal, slowing down, entering the right hand lane, checking my mirrors as I do so, and stopping at the first white line. I can apply my handbrake if I think I'm going to be stopped a while. And I'm waiting for the light to turn green. A full green light is enough to roll into the centre, as I'm about to do. Yield to oncoming cars, as oncoming cars going straight have the right of way. So I sit here in the middle and I wait for the oncoming cars to clear. A filter light may come on up here, a right hour light, and if that does, I have the right of way, but I don't have to wait for the filter arrow if there's a clear gap. So the traffic going to the left, going straight has the right. Looks like I have a gap now, so I'll make sure of it. Complete the turn on the full green light. I don't have to wait for the filter arrow light. Complete the turn, and even if that light was to go amber red, I still wouldn't get stuck in the middle, because it's important not to stay stranded in the middle. So that's how to turn right at traffic lights by the Talbot Hotel in Wexford. We're going to try a right turn at another set of lights now from a larger road. So as I approach, the lights are green, check my mirrors indicate, down the gears, check my mirrors again as I enter the filter lane, coming in nice and gradually, reapplying the indicator. So rolling up into the centre, not waiting back there at the first white line, into the centre of the road. So I'm in line with the centre of the road that I'm turning into. Into first gear, I'll just apply my handbrake if I think I'm going to be stopped a while. So again, it's a full green light. I don't necessarily have to wait for an arrow here. I can go on a full green light. So I'm waiting patiently for my gap as I have to yield to oncoming cars going by my right shoulder, and cars that are turning in here to my right and their left. So keeping my indicator on, ready on the handbrake. It's a full green light. I'm waiting for my safe gap to complete the turn. I see my gap now, so I get to bite. In I go without crossing hands, straightening up, and as I enter the new road, make sufficient progress and checking the mirrors as I go. That's how to turn right at traffic lights, Carlogue in Wexford.